Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and we're going to be doing a bonus video, which is the first of hopefully many. We're going to be playing the most popular deck from the channel from last week, which in this particular case is going to be the Squee's Invocation combo list for best of 3. So if you want to check out the deck tech, the link to that is down in the description below. It's my first video with this deck, so if you want to go see that, then head on over there. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the bonus action and enjoy the games. Okay, we're in, and I don't know if I can take this hand, honestly. It's got no disruption for the early game, no ramp into my 6 and 7 drops here, no double blue for the Drawn from Dreams. The only thing that's redeemable about this hand is the Temple of Triumphs. I suppose they could actually find me like treasure maps and things like that. But honestly, on the first hand, I don't think it's worth taking that kind of risk. And yeah, okay. 2 lands isn't ideal, but if we can get to our Pirates Pillages, we should be right. I'm going to get rid of the Drawn from Dreams, I think. And see what our opponent's up to. Temple of Malady usually means a Scapeshift build of some sort. We have some tech for that eventually. I'm just going to go with my Shock Land and pass the turn. We need our 3rd land here. We need our 4th land, technically, as well. So I guess either a land or a treasure map would be fine. But yeah, we just got the Shivan Fires here for explore creatures. Looks like quite possibly the Sultai, maybe even Commander Dreadhorde actually. But this deck tends to have like Yarroks and Field of the Dead, I think, because you can trigger both of them on Yarok as well as double explore triggers, so all of that's quite nice, and we missed our land drop, so I think this game's pretty much set in stone. I think we've lost already. Another Jade Light. Well, we can pick that off before it gets too big. So let's do that again. Speaking of too big, though, that Wild Growth Walker right there. Alright, Bolas's Citadel. This is actually a Citadel deck. Interesting. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. So yeah, it's actually just entirely built around this deck, this card here, and comboing it with Explore shenanigans. I need a land into a Pirate's Pillage. Into what? Land and Star? Even that doesn't look like it's going to do me any good now because of Nissa. Yeah, I think we've just lost on a bad draw here. I can't even win if I kill the Forest because they just make another 3/3 and we're just stuck on mana, so yeah, well, if there's one takeaway from this game, it's that we know exactly what our opponent's doing and they have no idea what we're doing, so yeah, we just draw a Lava Coil, no 4th land, scoop them up. Alright. Yeah, I could have probably mulled a little bit deeper as well, I suppose. Relied less on the Pirates Pillages and hoped to maybe draw a treasure map or something like that. Okay, so what do we want here? Do I have any answers to... Players can't cast spells from libraries. Gotcha. Grafdigger's Cage. Good stuff. Other than that, probably just want to bring in more board wipes and removal, right? Maybe less Shivan Fires and more Lava Coils for the X3s and above. We can take care of the X1 explore creatures, but I honestly want to hit like Wild Growth Walker and stuff like that. I could see cutting the Dovin's Veto. I think if they get Commander Dreadhorde, not Commander Dreadhorde, sorry. If they get their Nissa, it's dealable with Star of Extinction, which will bring in another one. If they get Bolas's Citadel and combo off, they probably can't kill us on the spot, and then we probably Nexus in response and win. That's the thinking, at least. I do need to get rid of Squee, since I'm putting Grafdigger's Cage in, because I can't cast spells from my graveyard either. So we're going to swap over to Gideon Blackblade. I don't think we need both of them, though. And we'll just cut the Drawn from Dreams, I think. Still have answers to Bolas's Citadel in the Cleansing Nova. So not too bad there. And yeah, just shuffle them up. Alright, let's be on the play, shall we? And... oh god. Why is this hand the way that it is? It's another one of those, if we get to Pirates Pillage kind of scenarios, we're good. We got the Deafening Clarion to hit the Wild Growth Walker. So we play one land, they play one land. Hopefully they don't duress. Then we play one land, they play one land, and Wild Growth Walker. We can then Fortress and Clarion, so we can still take care of it. I'm going to try it. So this might be a throwaway game at this point. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure Clarion can hit everything that they'll play on our turn 3 though. Treasure map's really good. So let's get that down. And set an upkeep stop, because we might not need this Clarion. There's the Cemetery and Branch Walker. Yeah! Xeronos, I'm not streaming right now, but thanks for the follow on Twitch, buddy. Twitch.tv/SuperMadLad. If you've not yet done so, head on over there and do that, shenanigans. Like a good friend has just done. Alright. Do I just want another treasure map? They're going to be aiming for this Vraska. Which means they can kill treasure map. I might go for the double scry, actually. You know what? Let's do it. Main, map, upkeep, stop. That's lots of ramp. We've got a Star of Extinction. We can hopefully blow them out of the water. Okay. Find doesn't do anything. And Bond of Flourishing is a combo piece. Well, a sort of combo piece. It allows you to find your combo pieces. And I guess we go for the Clarion here. We could scry for the land on this treasure map, because if they find their land and then they minus on a Vraska, they don't really get a better choice, because if this is on 2 counters and this is on 0, they've got the obvious choice. But if they're both on 1, then we stop them having specific value. I think we're going to try for it. Land. Good stuff. Okay. So main, Clarion, clear the board, and set up their Vraska minus. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. They might want to just go for an explore setup, maybe. Wild Growth Walker into Watermerva Majigga. But no, I think they just want to pick off one of the maps. They could wait a little while until I've got one of them ready to flip, but they're not in any rush. I'm going to go for another land because I want the Pirates Pillage. E. Good stuff. What am I going to discard, though? Because all of this looks pretty great. Do I even need to? I guess I don't really even need to. Next turn I flip treasure map. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I can Sunbirds. Yeah, I think I might just tap land it. Hope for a land off of the treasure map scry, so we don't have to use as many treasures. Shifting Ceratops does not care about your problems. I got my star. We're guaranteed to be able to use. Sacrifices must be made. Please sacrifice your lands, please, because I'm going to make you sacrifice a few more, if that's okay. Sweet. Alright. That's probably the last time they'll ever sack a land against us. Another Star of Extinction. I'm going to bottom that one. I'd like a land. Lava Coil. I mean, I could just Lava Coil the Ceratops. Excuse me. Got a bit of a sore throat today. I could Lava Coil the Ceratops, and that gives me 3, 6, 7 mana. I'm only losing 1 treasure to star them. Or do I just want to star them now? Yeah, yeah, I think I just want to Lava Coil the Ceratops. I think the worst case scenario is that they just have another Ceratops. And I like my hand. I don't want to discard any of it. Okay, Bond of Flourishing. Got to keep him away from the 6 mana for Bolas's Citadel. Branch Walker, okay. Hope they hit non-lands. Dang it. Okay, got a swamp.
Don't dwell on
And where are we sacking? Not sacking at all, okay. Okay. They do run the Assassin's Trophy in their deck, I think. But this might be worthwhile, because if we go Star of Extinction into Nexus, we just win. This can only hit 3 or less. So they really do need a Naturalize effect or an Assassin's Trophy. I like my odds. And I don't think we can get too punished for it. We even get a land out if they hit it. Actually, do I have basics in here? I feel like I should. Yeah, I've got an island in here. I like to, most of the time, I want to make sure that I've got one basic in my deck so I can pull it from the random Field of the Ruin or Assassin's Trophy that turns up. Because they're not always too common, but sometimes they show up and you want to be able to deal with them. So we're going to get some serious value here. We're taking 2 lands out with our Star of Extinction, presumably. Maybe more if they go Vraska sack a land. That will end the game, I think. So, take 5. Down to a measly 7. Aww. It's fine. Whatever. Let's grab my... grab a mountain, actually. Since I got a very red hand right now. And see where they sack. Please. Oh, yes. Okay, we win. Cheers, bud. Appreciate you. Do we actually want to scry and then draw? We lose a treasure for doing it. I think that's fine. Yep, I'll have that. Thank you very much. Yoink. Kill Overgrown Tomb, leave them with 2 mana. As I said, that'll be the last time they ever sack lands with Vraska. Branch Walker. Not giving up yet. Power to you, opponent. Power to you. It won't be long, though. Won't be long till they scoop. We get a land, very good. Yeah, I'll crack this treasure. Not sure what I want, but I'm pretty sure everything's good, right? Land taps, next turn we Nexus, hope for a double Nexus. We'll see. 42 cards. We don't know any of them, any of the order of them anyway. Field of Ruin, eh? Imagine if we lose. That'd be a tilt. They might want to thin our deck with Field of Ruin. That'd be nice of them. I'd appreciate that. No? Okay. Well. Spin the wheel. Let's do it again. There's a chance that Nexus of Fate just does Nexus things. You can't Field of Ruin your own land. We will... Yeah, we could put Grafdigger's Cage in. Pretty much locks out this game entirely. I might actually just go for the Pirate's Pillage, though, honestly. Pirate's Pillage, discard Pirate's Pillage. Let's draw 2. And kill their board. Field of Ruin. My treasure map. Give me an island. Thank you. Alright. Deck sufficiently thinned. So these Pirate's Pillages should hit some nice stuff, and Nexus is definitely a nice thing. And there's nothing they can draw here that punishes us. They could get down to Shifting Ceratops for 4 mana, but they can't haste it. Can't do a Nissa tick up and make a land a 3/3. And, yep, just lock their graveyard out. So Grafdigger's Cage. Creatures in graveyards can't enter the battlefield, so yeah, that's the thing. And players can't cast spells from libraries, so even if they manage to cheat out their Citadel, they wouldn't be able to use it. Okay, that went pretty well. It went well enough, I guess, is the better way of describing that. I think I was just going to run this one right on back. I don't think much went wrong there, except for cutting it a little bit close. It is what it is. They ran pretty well. We ran better. Alright, let's do this. So, presumably, they're going to be on the play. Yep. And we got some removal. It doesn't really have a ramp source, which is ideal. But I think this amount of removal and consistent land drops up to a decent amount is going to be okay for us. Just got to dodge those Assassin's Trophies. Bond of Flourishing means that we can go Hallowed Fountain tapped, which is nice. Jade Light Ranger, okay. Nexus of Fate, good stuff. And here comes the Jade Light Ranger. And there's the Citadel, okay. Do you keep that? Thinking about it. They might not have the mana to cast it. That might be why they're considering this. So they've probably got a handful of action. Explore creatures, things like that. Oh, they're going to keep it though. Alright, well, we got nothing really better to do than to just Lava Coil a Jade Light Ranger, make a land drop and pass, so that's exactly what we will do. Lava Coil pretty useful at stopping finality. Thrashing Brontodon. Alright, well, I'm just going to coil that as well. Yeah, coil that, play treasure map, seems pretty good. Goodbye, my friend. Veil of Summer. It's not how that works. Okay, I fall for that a lot though, so power to you, opponent, for thinking that works. It's only hexproof from blue and black. It's not actually hexproof in general. So that's only going to work if I cast a blue or a black spell. So Nexus of Fate allows them to draw but doesn't stop me. Emergency Powers allows them to draw but doesn't stop me. And that's literally it. Alright, we're going to get our upkeep stop. And bottom that. We'll be using Treasure Map's ramp rather than lands. We're also just going to use Pirate Pillage's ramp here as well. Dumping Nexus of Fate. Shuffling it back in and drawing some Star of Extinctions to hopefully keep our opponent pinched on mana. It's not going to stop them playing a Citadel here, which is far from ideal, but you never know if they want to, you know, play something else first. We're going to be able to wipe this board clean twice. Duress. We're going to be able to wipe this board clean once. Thanks to the lucky top deck Duress. You have to take Star. Alright, we're going to be holding Star of Extinction, I think, for our opponent spewing forth from the Citadel. I'm going to bottom that. I just want all board wipes. All the wipes, fine for me. And pass them up. I'll take 2 in order to stop my opponent from going wide with the Citadel. Remember, they can gain as much life as they want. I have an infinite damage combo, so let's see if they even want to take up on a Nissa here, because this is probably Star of Extinctionable worth. They want to be getting Vraska at this point, or Assassin's Trophy to kill my treasure map. Because that's really going to be the stickler here. But yeah, like, mana doesn't really matter here for the Nissa, so the passive isn't relevant. It's only the tick up that's relevant, and if they use it, they're gonna lose it. Vivian Reed probably killing my treasure map. Very rude.
How this thing goes is
yeah. That's the problem with treasure map these days. It's a little bit too targetable, but it's also kind of compulsory that we use it. On to 15. Hits Duress, very nice. They get to go after that Star or Clarion they know about, but I've got another Star and Clarion. Gutted. My hand is built to beat creature decks. Bond of Flourishing to get the land off top. Presumably that's why they're doing this. And Brontodon can kill my Sunbird's Invocation if I ever find it. That sucks. Taking up on a land. Alright. And taking 5. 0 respect for the Star. And I think I'll shock myself to keep a treasure around. Actually, I don't really even need to do that. I could just Clarion. So I don't care what my opponent's doing, to be honest. I kind of want to get rid of Vivian, because it just helps with the Citadel to go off more, but Star of Extinction's also pretty awesome for that, nonetheless. Yeah, I think I'll just, like, Clarion away what my opponent's doing here. And tap land, say go. Take another 3 from the Nissa. Killing another one of their lands. And just hope they don't hit another Duress. Vivian can't pull Duress though, can she? She can only do creature or land. Alright, they can field me and I'll go grab my mountain.
No one knows the world.
Yeah, I feel like this is just... I don't know whether this is a good matchup or not. I think it's kind of even Stevens. Like, they've got so many good cards to pick apart my enchantments. Assassin's Trophy, Thrashing Brontodon, Vivian Reed, Vraska. All of those actually hit. So they don't really have any dead cards in this matchup. I'm just kind of relying on mana screwing them out of the game, I think, with Star of Extinction, or comboing before they get to combo. So it's a bit of an unfortunate state of affairs, I would say, that my opponent's doing as well as they are right now, and we're not. I think we just lose because of that. It needs 10 permanents to make us lose 10 life. Only got 5 at the moment. It's 10 non-lands. I think that's why they're hovering Citadel. Okay, giving me some much-needed deck thinning. Appreciate it. They're also thinning the top of their deck off as well, so they can keep playing their spells. So it's not all downside from that decision. We obviously don't know what the top card of their deck is, but I had to guess it was probably a land. And you can't actually make additional land drops with Bolas's Citadel. You can only play the top card, which is also exactly what the wording is on making land drops. You can play 1 land a turn. Just going to kill this stuff again and pass the turn. I'm just doing a lot of delay tactics here. The longer I can go without starring, I think it's just better. Jade Light Ranger. Okay, there's a Vraska. Yeah, I think this game is over, honestly. I think if I was playing my opponent, yeah, I think I would go after a treasure here. Because I'm going to have to crack that treasure that exists here for Star of Extinction. And if they kill Vivian Reed, I can't star at all without making a land drop. So, pretty clever play there by our opponent.
That can't happen. Not dead yet.
They could also Brontodon and keep their Vivian Reed around. I would probably value Vivian Reed over a Brontodon, since that synergizes with the Bolas's Citadel just a little bit better on the tick-up. But, you know, maybe they've got more Vivians. They got Liliana's, so they can draw 2 after my Star of Extinction, so that's real good. Field of Ruin is a straight-up strip mine, and that's going to be the game. Yep. Can't come back from that. And yeah, let's go for the next game. Womp womp. Alrighty then, we're on the draw. And we do technically have a turn 2 Dovin's Veto, but also Treasure Map. I kind of like this hand. We have somewhat of interaction. If it's control, we win with this hand, because there's no way they usually play anything until like turn 3 anyway by that point. We've got ourselves our Treasure Map and we're pillaging and whatnot, so yeah, let's just take this one. Probably want to lead with the Temple of Epiphany to make sure I have that blue mana available. Although I could just do Sacred Foundry tapped. I'm not going to do that though. I think I'd rather shock myself, to be honest. And set up a better draw than Pirate's Pillage. What's our opponent playing? Temur Elementals, maybe? These Dovin's Vetoes don't look particularly great if that is the case. It could also be Drakes, and even then they don't really look that great, since the sideboard is mostly where the Vetoes end up being good against the Drake deck. So honestly, I could see Pirate's Pillage being useful, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast 2. I'm going to bottom it. We still want our Sunbird's Invocations and our 7-drops. Yeah, it looks like Elementals, maybe Wilderness Wreck, Nexus Wreck. Alright, well, let's have a shocking revelation, play down our Treasure Map, see how we do. Good news is, it's likely not a 3-fairy matchup, which is pretty much our worst possible outcome for us. Right, let's go for the blue tap land, since we got the untapped land here. And don't need a second Invocation necessarily, so let's bottom that. As I said, we want our 7-drops now. Squee's okay to discard to Pirate's Pillage, and I think I'm kind of torn between... I think Glacial Fortress untapped is probably correct here. Next turn, if they're playing Wilderness Wreck, which I'm not entirely sure about, then we have the veto for it. Ralstorm Conduit, also very, very interesting for the veto there, so I'm glad we did that. And again, we're just gonna scry for our upkeep, bottom the cards we don't really need, and hold up and veto for the next Ral. Ral typically a build-around card, so absolutely want to counter that if it's going to come again. And called it on the deck. Taking down the wreck. Get Wilderness wrecked. Alright. Treasure Map. Yep, I'll take a land. And we can do main. And I think we just discard Squee to Pirate's Pillage here for the extra mana. Puts him in the graveyard, so we're not really discarding anything. And we get more lands, which is, it's okay. I'm tempted to actually crack 2 treasures here to play down Treasure Map, but I don't think it's really necessarily worth it. We got 6 mana after the Sunbird's Invocation, which is not quite where we want to be. But we can get some value after the Invocation, potentially. Alright. This is definitely the matchup where our other Dovin's Vetoes come in. 100%. Searcher's Canter's not ideal, but they're only at 3 cards in the yard anyway, so we shouldn't really have to worry about that. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we want to Invocation and we want to draw a card first. So let's get a card out of our deck and then play Sunbird's Invocation. That's also amazing. Alright, so this is almost bound to resolve and stick. I don't think they'd have any answers to this in their main deck. So now we just have to dodge Wilderness Reclamation into Nexus of Fate from our opponent. If we can manage that, I think we could win. Realistically, I think that's an available option. We can stop their Search for his Canter, but we would also fill their hand if we were to do the emergency powers, but we'll see how that ends up turning out. I think what I want to do here is float my mana so the treasure cove doesn't go off, because I want to cast Nexus of Fate and then draw a card, potentially just drawing a Nexus of Fate. So Sunbird's Invocation triggers off the Nexus. Even if they counter the Nexus, we're taking 1 extra turn. So now we've got 2 extra turns. We can then draw a card for the turn, see if it's another Nexus. We have our win con established. We need to emergency powers and fill her up. That's something that we can use our extra turn on, so that's pretty good. I don't know if I care about using treasure map here. I think I'm just going to Invocation powers, and that should just win us the game. Alright, so, yep, 3 Sunbird's Invocations, and I believe that is a guaranteed win now. So, 3 Invocations, and a Squee, ready to start attacking. Don't have to worry about Lava Coil exiling it. Speak of the devil. Alright. Emergency powers, look at the top 21 cards of our library for as many Nexus of Fates as we can find. And then fill up to 7 cards. So, let's take Nexus of Fate. Extra turn. Sunbird's Invocation reveals. Drawn from Dreams. I'll take that. Getting our... we're going to do Pirate's Pillage, Pirate's Pillage. Thins the deck, essentially. And, yeah, just take the extra Sunbird's Invocation. It doesn't really extend the deck, though, because, of course, this Emergency Powers does have to resolve. But if I was able to cast them, drawing out my deck would be an opportunity for us. But yeah, we just need in our next 7 cards the ability to take another 7-drop and win. Opponent empties their hand, shows us what they've got before they scoop. They're going to fill it back to 7 again, get 2 cards that don't matter. And yeah, we're in a dominating position now. So let's just do... we got 5. Can't quite get the Nexus casted here. Oh, we could. We've not made a land drop. God dang it. Yeah, that would have been the correct play then, if that was the case. Alright, well, I'm just going to Pirate's Pillage, dump in Nexus of Fate. We've got one in hand. We're going to find one with the Nexus anyway. And we want to do some upkeep Nexusing. Pirate's Pillage, discard Mountain. Get some treasures. God dang it. Decline that. Decline that. Drawn from Dreams, sure. Thin the deck. Let's take Pirate's Pillage. Yeah, Glacial Fortress. And hit our opponent for 2. Yeah. Made a little bit of an error in this this combo, but it's literally... it's impossible to actually to whiff at this point. As long as you know generally what you're doing. Yeah. Opponent kills our Squee. So we will just replay Squee. And 10-turn clock is back in play through removal. Double lands. Nexus on upkeep so that we can potentially draw Nexus on our draw step. And decline. I actually have a Nexus here as well. I should shuffle that one back into my deck as well. All the extra turns, please. Yeah. And we kill them with a 2-1. Okay, so we have a lot of good stuff for this sideboard, actually. If we wanted to, we could switch out our Squee if we found it to be potentially at risk of, like, Grafdigger's Cage or something like that. Don't know if our opponent would do that. Not entirely sure. However, Dovan's Vetoes are definitely coming in. That's going to be our main target for killing our opponent here. I'm going to go down the Shivan Fires and the Lava Coils, and I'm going to go up the Fries instead. I'm sure there's probably like Kefnets. You can also hit Ral as well to a certain extent. So we might as well just bring that in. Star over Novas as well, since this is Planeswalkers, and they do occasionally have things like Biogenic Ooze as their win con, Hydrocrisis, things like that. But the likelihood is that we're going to lose to an infinite combo from their end anyway, so really don't need to worry about it too much. Blood Sun's not relevant. Grafdigger's Cage, not relevant? No, they do a lot of drawing. Yeah, let's bring in the Gideons. Gives us that little bit of an edge against Grafdigger's Cage if they are running it, and we have got 3 win cons, 2 of which are actually a legitimate way of killing our opponent. So, yeah, I'm all for this. Let's do it. Should be a decent matchup. At least if we're on the play, which of course we're not going to be for game 2. So, you know, give us a good hand. We'll see if we can 2-0 them. So any hand that does not deal with Wilderness Reclamation is pretty much a throwaway. This one looks kinda like a throwaway, honestly. For that reason. We do have Nexus treasure map though. But I think double Nexus and Sunbird's Invocation basically means this is a bad 4. In the early game, we don't want a bad 4. Oh my goodness. I can't take that, can I? This is kind of the problem with this deck. It's never going to be tier 1 for this reason right here. It does have... It requires 7 drops, but it can also just have bad openers as well. I'm going to go for another mull, and yeah, this is looking much better. Alright, put Squee back, and we don't have any white mana with this hand. But I'm sure we can make it work. I'm just going to go with Sunbirds to the bottom, just keep my interaction and hope to draw some good stuff. Steam Vents. And, well, we drew what we threw away, so it is what it is. Looking for the white mana, though. Opponent opts. Yeah, so, trying to dodge Kefnets, dodge Rowls, that kind of deal. We've got a Clifftop Retreat. It's better than running out of Steam Vents. It allows us to now veto if they do get that Ral or Wilderness Reclamation. We're just going to go tap land, say go. Get to leave open all of our useful cards anyway. And passes. They're waiting for either us to tap out and play our win cons, or they're going for Rec/Ral plus counter magic, which we know is never going to happen because we have veto. So they're playing around counterable counter spells, which we're not running. Yeah, they've definitely got a Rec in hand. Seems pretty obvious. So yeah, let's just run out treasure map. Nexus of Fate isn't bad. Do I want it, though, at this stage, or do I just want more vetoes? Honestly, feel like I can bottom that safely. Should have upkeeped. Forgot about my upkeep. I got way ahead of myself on that one. So, yeah, just tap land, say go. Got double answers. If they play Ral, I'm just going to fry it. Up to 2 cards in their graveyard at the moment. Going into 3 with the Growth Spiral. Okay. Yeah, I should have had an extra counter on my treasure map here. That's a thing. Yeah, go on then. This time I don't upkeep because I know what I'm drawing anyway, so not a problem. And we can still do this as well as hold open veto, because in response to a counter spell we can tap our treasure map, make 3 treasures. And then we get 2 back from this Pirate's Pillage as well. I think we want to go down the Fry here, because Star of Extinction is still an answer to Ral, and to a certain extent also Wilderness Wreck. Killing lands is a good solution to that problem. Yeah, if they force us into using veto here, we're obviously going to have to use some treasures, but I think we're fine with that. Maybe the treasures make them actually commit to this board a little bit. We're going to bottom that. And see what our opponent does. Are they feeling lucky, punk? I'm just going to hover my treasures because I really don't want them to use it. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, they're playing the control route. I'm enjoying the fact that they're playing the control route. So we're going to get lots of treasures, so we can make lots of card draw. I hate that the default is to tap Treasure Cove when I've got treasures. Despise it. Despise it, I say. Let's get down a Sunbird's Invocation, which they might be holding up Counter Magic for, but I am completely fine with that. So let's do Invocation. The first counter spell, yeah, almost certainly. Ooh, actually, I think I just win. Dovan's Veto. No, I don't quite win. A little bit of bit short on mana. I'm gonna let this happen. And let's draw a card. If I had the right amount of mana, I could do Invocation into Star of Extinction, and I would win probably from that point. Pinching them too far on mana is something that I would have in mind. Got to be aware if we do kill their lands, we might enable Search for Azcanta. So very careful about that kind of thing. And yeah, I think we just win, right? We could let them scry. That's all they're really gonna do with it. And then I do my 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one land off the top, and I can Star and Sunbird's Invocation. They've only got like Spell Pierce they could actually use realistically. I'm gonna go for it. Get rid of it. Go away. Could be regrettable if they do have a Wilderness Wreck. Ah, Veil of Summer. That's a Dovan's Veto answer right there. Good for you, opponent. You got me.
You're messing up my equation.
I only really saw the blue in the breeding pool there, so didn't really consider Veil of Summer as an option.
More interesting.
I can tell you what is an option though. It's blowing up the world. Dovan's Veto. Yeah, might as well just blow up the world. Okay. Let's go down. We want to go down blue sources. I guess it's going to be the Steam Vents. Kill Ral. We can't really cut them off green for Wilderness Wreck, unfortunately, and obviously can't cut them off blue here either, because they're going to flip their Search for Azcanta. But we have the Veto for their Wilderness Wreck that they're going to Turbo Slam right here. If they've got another Veil of Summer, that's going to be grim. Oh, they're just letting us have it, eh? Okay, well, Sunbird's Invocation. They've got the Negate. Could lose if I don't allow this to happen. Could lose just anyway if they've got a Veil of Summer. Plus Nexus of Fate. I'm not really going off after this Sunbirds necessarily, but if I draw Nexus or any 7-drop, then Veil of Summer's not gonna do anything. Go on then. Let's fight it. Let's see if it happens. If it doesn't, we lose. Yeah, they just have it all. Okay. So we trade off a treasure for a Veil of Summer. It's not worth it. We lose our Sunbird's Invocation for a Negate. And I think we just treasure map here. We need to find some good draws. I still think like hitting next Sunbird, Star of Extinction on their lands is still a decent enough play, but at this stage, they've just got Wilderness Wreck into Nexus and we lose. Really well played from our opponent. Not so much by me, I would say. So, do you have a Nexus? I can't stop it. They got 38 cards in their deck. So, with a flipped Azcanta, they're getting around the point where Nexus looping is definitely viable. They can't really do it in the same way as the traditional Nexus Wreck would do it. The ones with Tamiyo and things like that, that thin the deck absolutely disgustingly well. So yeah, countering my uncounterable spells. That is one hell of a thing. Now, do they even have Nexus in their hand? Are they doing the math or what? I can't even tell anymore what they're doing. They're not even floating their mana. I'm going to crack my treasure. We got enough mana here to cast everything in my deck anyway. I just want a good draw. Show me a good card. No. Alrighty then. Well, let's Star of Extinction. Should we just get the Azcanta? We probably should. It's pretty much their key to victory. Can you negate this? Digs. Top 4. Finds a Ral. Alright. But if they've got Expansion Explosion, I guess that's what they're going with. Doubled Ral on Expansion Explosion. Ah, Scrying. Might have a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. To the bottom, you say? Okay. Really thought I'd lost, but here we are. Maybe they have the Nexus anyway. That Scry doesn't really matter at all. And if it's Expansion Explosion, they should have minused. Repeated Reverberation. Wow, okay. A win more cards. Tell me more. Double win more cards. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think we lose. Happy to lose to this, though. Pretty much any burn spell kills us. And that would be a shock. And maybe they don't have any Nexuses in here. It feels like a missed opportunity. I would still expect them, even though we haven't seen any. It's too much counter magic for us, though. Just could not handle it. Yep. Killed with a shock and double repeated reverberation. That was one hell of a wild ride. Okay. Yeah. The reason why I'm calling this a win more, because it clearly won them the game, of course, and they couldn't have won without it. But it's more of a win more because if you just pick Expansion Explosion and copy it with Ral, you're going to win anyway. You know? Why combo to this 5 mana spell that technically doesn't do anything if you can just play one card that always does something pretty good, you know? I would still call Reverberation a win more card even in that situation right there, but obviously they needed it to win in that particular scenario. Alright, on the play, which is where I feel like we are best. Gideon Blackblade. I think I'm going to keep this and just rush our opponent. They're going to need a lot of burn spells to actually kill Gideon. And we've got decent enough mana, we can hit Ral a little bit so we can't minus. So it is what it is. Let's find out if this is fast enough. It's got some pretty crappy cards in it, honestly, but here we are. Sunbirds, alright. Well, lands and treasure maps are what I'm looking for. Let's get down Gideon. Opponent with the growth spiral, okay. No negates, good dodge, good dodge. Take him up. Submit nothing. And they're gonna need double removal spell here. Shock and strike. The good thing about Gideon is they can only do that kind of thing on their turn as well. Looks like they do have the strike and the shock. Okay. There goes my game plan. God, this is going well. Alright. Okay. That sits well with me. I'm going to get rid of the Fry, I think. I kind of like all of these cards. And I want my Sunbird's Invocation. So, goodbye, Fry. Fry only really knocks Ral down to 1 unless they go for the minus. And I think once he's done his minus, he's already done his damage, so... Search for Azcanta. And we get treasure map. We could go for Sunbird's Invocation, although if it gets any sort of counter from our opponent, feels sad, man. So I think I'm just going to go with the treasure map. Play it a little bit slowly if we can. Hopefully we find our own counter magic. Ionized Veil of Summer is one hell of a combo though, so you just never know. We'll see. 4 cards in their graveyard. Going up to 5. 6 if I blow up their land with a Star of Extinction. I'll probably wait until Azcanta flips before I make that play though. I really want to tap out. Wilderness Wreck is not really the tap out kind of deck. It's quite the opposite. Let's bottom the land and find out if we can get something not garbage. There we go, that's not garbage. I like that. Yeah, just have to go Temple. Aggressively scry here. Don't really need another treasure map. We'll just flip this one next turn. We've got the veto to stop them from hopefully doing anything too crazy. Yeah, you can have that. And this could be the flipped Azcanta, but if we can do Invocation and Star, we're not too upset about that. We could just do the Star on its own with the veto backup, I think. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, we could do it with veto backup. Well, clearly, we don't want to allow this to happen now, do we? So let's get rid of that. They could have Veil of Summer again, as they do. Can't counter anything, even with uncounterable counter spells.
Beat me? Just try.
Good stuff. Keeps him off Wilderness Wreck, I guess. But next turn, likelihood is we're going to lose. Unless this Star can resolve on their Azcanta. And it looks like it can. Alright. Show me a land. Or a veto. I'll take a veto. Draw. Main. And yeah, I think we just have to go for the Star on the Azcanta here. I don't think we really have too much of a choice, to be honest. I don't want my opponent getting a turn with Ral. Nor do I want them having a turn with an extra Azcanta with a Azcanta enchantment around either. So, slow them down a bit. Flip Azcanta is what it is. And see what we can do. If we can get Invocation down through a veto and through their Veil of Summer that they'll always have, then Emergency Powers might win us the game. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going for it. They can't keep having perfect answers, right? Eventually they're going to have to stop drawing perfectly. Good stuff. Again, I don't think I can let them have that. A minus on Chemisters is also really grim. Let's go with Sunbird's Invocation. I might just draw my treasure now. It's just easier that way. Does my head in this game sometimes. I'll draw my card to avoid having to completely float all my mana manually. Azcanta goes digging. They either need a win con or a way of destroying Sunbird's Invocation. Is Ral the win con they need right now? Or is it their win next turn?
Beating you
And our win on our turn. Let's see what they can do. They're going to scry up.
I wonder what the weather's like on Ixalan.
To the bottom. And let's see what we can do. We have Star of Extinction, which if this gets countered, that's going to be fine, I guess. If we trigger Invocation and we get Nexus of Fate, and they counter that, we've still dealt with their board. I think it is Star here. Yeah. I think this hitting Nexus is exactly what we need. But we need it to hit something good. Need a 7-drop to hit. And this should fight through their counter magic. Veil of Summer won't do it anymore. Because it's only protection from blue and black. And we hit it. Wonderful. Next extra turn. Wipe the board. Leave them with 1 red mana open. We don't care about that, so... Clifftop Retreat. Emergency powers. Looking for that Nexus. Hit that Nexus. Take the extra turn. Fill our hand up. Opponent can't have anything worthwhile. And, yeah, we just get a land. So let's just do... Hallowed Fountain. Sure. Untapped. Why not? This game's over, I'm pretty sure. Gideon Blackblade. Alright, well... Land... Drawn from Dreams. We are 1 mana short, actually, aren't we? Let's put Squee in play. I guess if we're 1 mana short, then I need better answers. I need Star of Extinction. Could take Pirate's Pillage. So I could go digging for extra stuff. We got the Fry already. Yeah, I guess I'll go Pirate's Pillage. 1 mana short is very annoying. We didn't even really get where we wanted to go, sadly. Alright, so Pillage, discard Sacred Foundry, go digging. Whiff. They were all good cards to hit, though, if we could hit them, which we can't. And, yeah, just get down... We don't even want to get down Gideon, we want Fry and Veto, I think. So, yeah, we passed the turn. Wow, that was really bad. Good lord, I didn't think we could actually fail. And we did. Opponent's opportunity now with the 7 cards that I gave them. They're going to have some good stuff. You can have your opt. I mean, maybe they just got all lands. We could have just, like, given them a really garbage hand. The opt lead kind of says that kind of thing to me. Yeah, you can have a growth spiral. Don't care about that. Yeah, if they're just tapping out here. They might be setting up for a Wilderness Wreck. But they should have resolved their Wilderness Wreck first. If they had it. Yep, you can have that as well. Yep, we gave him a garbage hand. Alright. Crisis averted. And there's Nexus of Fate. So we've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana. Not quite enough to cast 2 7-drops. So we're just going to go with a Nexus of Fate. Hope to hit a Nexus of Fate, but we do have a Dovin's Veto to stop the counter magic here. We have Pirate's Pillage. Okay, well, that gets us where we need to go, actually. That gets us Star of Extinction mana with the 2 extra treasures. So we take an extra turn. We play Glacial Fortress. And we'll swing first. Go, go, go. Play Gideon. Just to increase the clock. Really don't need to, honestly. We have infinite damage already. In a roundabout fashion, but... Give this Squee indestructible. He's now officially my insanely immortal son. Alright. Now, indestructible. Since we're going to be Star of Extinctioning, we don't want to have to replay him. Get rid of your blue source. Go 7 cards deep. Hopefully, for a Nexus of Fate, we hit. Good stuff. So, extra turn. Take 6. Yeah, we even have the Veto backup for their Ionize. We play another Star next turn. Hopefully do another Star Nexus. And that's the game. Alright. Finally, we managed to get it to work. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this one despite not getting the wins that we would have maybe hoped for, and hopefully my commentary was up to par. Honestly, full transparency, I've kind of been in a bit of a weird headspace right now, and it's not really making for easy YouTube content, let's say. So hopefully I didn't make any misplays that I've missed, and hopefully my commentary was entertaining enough for you guys. If it was, make sure to hit the like button and do all that jazz. You know the drill at this point. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.